All right, congratulations to Purdue. It was obviously an entertaining college basketball game. A tough one for us, but proud of our guys. Resiliency for sure. But give Ivy and Purdue credit for making that final shot. Great atmosphere, great college basketball game and environment. Credit to obviously tremendous fan base and great energy around this game. So just at the end of the day, some spots in the game just didn't play quite like we needed to win.
Yeah, Coach, just curious what you could say to these guys who, for the first 26 minutes, you probably weren't really happy with how they were playing, and then they laid it all out there for you the last 14 minutes, and you have a chance to steal it at the end. And what do you come away with? What do you say? Because you've still got 11 more regular season games here.
Oh yeah, I mean it's listen. We'll be saying that all the way for another month, right, Steve? That there's a lot. We just have to continue to learn and grow, and that's the biggest thing. We have to continue to learn and grow. There were too many possessions where we just didn't play quite as well as we needed to, and that's what got us. I don't necessarily think it was the first 26 minutes, because I think there were times in the first 26 minutes where we did play well. I think the opening stretch of the second half really dug us a hole, and at times in the first half. So, yeah, I think we've got a group that fights. We certainly fought. We fought against Wisconsin on the road and clawed back, but this was obviously different with the chance to tie it there late, or tying it late.
Chris, when they've got the ball the last 25 seconds, you got timeout, you're talking to your team, what are you worried about in that moment when you're going against this Purdue team? What were you trying to maybe force them into? How did it play out compared to what you thought?
I think Matt mentioned they didn't quite run the play they had intended right, but we did anticipate them running an action for Ivy. I thought Cheam was there. Maybe he could have, we could have switched out maybe a little bit, but I thought Cheam was there. Give the kid credit. He had a tough shot, but we did anticipate the ball being in his hands.
It seemed like late. I mean, we talked about E.J. Liddell all season. It seemed like in that final, say, 2 minutes or so, he kind of took control, kind of found his shot a little bit. Is that kind of a positive you take out of this? Is kind of, no matter what team you face in the country, that E.J. Liddell can take control and keep you guys in there?
Well, listen, I thought he made some big shots. We really executed well late, and I thought that was because our guys made the right reads late, and then stepped up and made plays. And even in the scramble moment when Kyle got the steal, I thought we played with great poise there late. I just think, we expect a lot of EJ and Kyle and those guys, and they can be even better. And for us to win on the road, they need to be even better in some areas. And we have to coach him and continue to challenge him in that. But he was fantastic making those shots late. I thought I wanted to be even a little more aggressive throughout the guts of the game. There were a couple key plays where we didn't get to the glass like we needed to on defense, and that's what'll stick with me.
Chris, how difficult is it to try to pick your poison with Ross-Ade and all that side? It looked like your guys were really getting frustrated just trying to do what they could against him.
Yeah, he's a load, and the way they shoot it at all four spots makes it difficult. And Matt's always run, for years, have run great actions for, all their bigs, and we've seen it for years. Whether it's at Butler or here, coaching against them, they always run actions to get the bigs in great spots. And obviously, I think he's the best of their bigs that I've coached against. He and Travion together, that combination is the best we've seen, and it's really good ones that they've coached against. So, I thought you have to kind of pick your poison with the way they shoot it. I think Sasha's really important for him, so we tried to give him a lot of attention and give them credit. Some other guys stepped up and made shots.
Chris, with the way you guys were shooting early from the outside, the size that Purdue has, just how difficult, especially on the road, tough environment, does that make it to, you do come back, but...
Yeah, I thought we had really good looks early. We took maybe, we had some really good looks at three early. When we beat them in Big Ten tournament, as you guys recall, Kyle had 4 threes in the first half, and you do have to be able to draw their bigs away. I thought we had some great looks. We just didn't knock them down, and then I think Cedric got us rolling a little bit and gave us some confidence. We played more aggressively in the second half, with 15 minutes to go, which we needed to.
I was going to ask about Cedric and Eugene, both 9 points off the bench here for you guys, and they really kind of helped fuel that comeback last 14 minutes. Just maybe talk about the lift those guys gave you, and is this something those guys can put into something in the future, I guess? For you?
Well, they've been good, right, during the stretch here of games. Those guys have, I think, been pretty consistent, Steve, pretty good. So hopefully they can continue to build off of it and continue to give us a real lift.
Chris, you guys had Joey Brunk on the floor for 10 minutes in the first half. You had, like you said, Cedric and Eugene playing well. Are you starting to see the role players really settle into some things?
The first part of your question was we had who on the floor? You said
Joey Brunk.
Yeah.
So to be able to get those role guys involved, and even with EJ struggling, you guys kept it at 9 at halftime and came back with him still struggling. What does that tell you about the role guys on this roster?
Yeah, I thought our bench guys were pretty good. I thought Gene and Cedric were fantastic. I thought they were fantastic. I thought Joey gave us a really good lift, just with his physicality. But certainly some guys need to play better. We need to help them as coaches play better. But those guys, it gave us a great lift.
I know that you've been doing this a long time. You're not into moral victories, but you were 0.6 away from going to overtime against the number 6 team in the country in a sold-out gym. I mean, what does that tell you about what you guys can do and the result of this team being down 20?
I'd have been really disappointed if we didn't fight through the final buzzer. I'd have been devastated because that can't be who we ever are. So I'm glad we didn't.
Chris, you talked about being more aggressive in the last 15 minutes offensively. Was that a mindset thing that you saw from your players? Were you trying to draw things that were more direct? What was the change?
Yeah, I think we kept saying we need you to be. Now we had some guys in some unique position, in this position for the first time, Adam. But we really were just emphasizing we need you guys to be more aggressive. Guards need to be a little more aggressive off ball screens. We need to just play with more force and physicality. Kyle needed to play with more force and confidence in terms of the kind of the player he is. So I think at some point, backs are to the wall, you're down like we are. Those guys they did it. And I do think Cedric making a few shots gave us a lift.
Chris, a follow-up on Joey Brunk. What has his experience brought to this group, kind of beyond his minutes on the court? We seem doing a lot of talking with the guys in the huddle on the sidelines and warm-ups and such.
I've said this about Joey to our local guys. Joey's going to be a phenomenal at whatever he does because he's a tremendous person. He understands leadership. He understands what being a great teammate's like. He's ready. He's selfless. Whatever line of work Joey Brunk chooses, he's going to be phenomenal at it. I just love the kid.
All right, thanks, Coach.
You have one final item?
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about Malachi as well because we've talked about Cedric and Gene and EJ and a couple of guys, but he had like a 9-0 run for you in the last couple of minutes. Where is he as he continues to progress as a freshman and to maybe take over a game in a situation like this?
Well, I don't want to put that on him yet, but I thought he had some really big moments for us offensively tonight. I think he's got to continue to be able to guard some of the best perimeters and guard them more effectively. But I thought he was really good at them and really efficient. And then some of his reads late and some of our actions were really good.
Thanks, Coach.